Is anyone watching yet? Sorry, I'm a little late. I was reviewing my notes, and then my oldest daughter is 5, and she does like quiet time, which isn't always so quiet. And then my other son just came out, but nothing a few good threats can't, can't deal with. So they're back in their rooms now. Hey, Jessie. Anyways, I think you saw the picture. My oldest daughter is 5. She's in VPK this year, so not in full-time school yet. And then I have twin sons. They are 3. And then my baby, girl, is 10 months old. So their names are Sienna, Price, Maddox, and Tessa. So anyways, they are a handful, but I can't imagine it any other way. You know what? There's 18 of you on here, and that is good enough for me. I am talking about the how and the why and the how of reconnecting with the market you already have. As a brand new Beachbody coach, you gotta start with the people you know. And I don't know about you, but as a brand new coach, when I heard what the second vital behavior was, I think it's the second, invite, I almost quit right then and there. The idea of inviting scared the crap out of me. But I had heard, I wish I knew who, I'd give this person a lot of credit, probably a lot of coaches have said this, but I heard someone call it connect. And that I could do, that I could get behind. So I learned how to connect with people. The people I already knew, I learned how to reconnect with people that I maybe hadn't talked to in a long time. So the easiest part of connecting, or for me, is just posting on social media. You're connecting with people whether you realize it or not. They're connecting with you whether you realize it or not. So stay consistent with your social media. We're not going to talk about that on this call, but stay connected on your social media page. So the why of reconnecting, why is this important? You have to put yourself in front of people. By commenting on someone's post that maybe you haven't talked to in 10 years, by messaging someone and just, someone from high school. For me, that's been 15 years this year. I'm 33 in April. But messaging someone that maybe I haven't talked to since high school is reopening the doors of communication. I am breaking down that wall of awkwardness, because maybe that person has seen my posts and wanted to reach out, but they didn't know where to start because we haven't talked in 15 years. But by me intentionally reconnecting, sending out a conversation starter, a hey girl message, I love, is it Keisha Fitzgerald that calls him that? I love that. If it's not her, sorry. I love the name of that though. Hey girl messages, conversation starters. It breaks down that wall of awkwardness. It breaks down that 15 years that you haven't talked to that person and makes them comfortable to talk to you again. Again, maybe that first conversation doesn't really go anywhere, but in 3 months, they reach out to you and say they want to join, your next group. I always wonder when that happens. That happens to me a lot. I always wonder, what if I hadn't reached out to them first a few months ago? Would they have been brave enough to reach out to me? Because we haven't talked in 15 years. So you have to put yourself in front of people, and you have to break down that wall of awkwardness and be the one to reach out. The second why of leaving thoughtful comments and reconnecting with people is it builds affinity and attraction on Facebook. I actually looked this up real quick because I wanted to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And so I'm just going to read it real quick. But this is from, some social media guru blogger. And he says, by commenting and connecting with people through Facebook, you are opening the door to communication. Oh, no, that's what I just read. Proactively commenting on posts and add value to the conversations. This will not only make your friends feel good, but will strengthen the affinity you have with that particular person. So the next time you post something, there is a higher chance that post will show up in that person's newsfeed. There's also a higher chance that they'll return the favor and comment on your post too. So that's about commenting. Comment on people's posts, reply to comments on your posts. All of that is going to help people see your posts more. So the next time you do post about a challenge group, that person you just messaged is more likely to see it. The same as with commenting, Facebook sees a message as a building block of establishing affinity between you and the person you're messaging. Even though it happens behind closed doors, Facebook still notes it and holds it in high regard. So yes, Lindsay is commenting and helping me out and giving great points. Leave the kind of comments you would want to receive. I'm going to get into that a little bit, but be specific, be thoughtful. So, and the third why of reconnecting, you get to make new friends regardless of the outcome. There are women that I am now friends with. We exchange, mom stuff with. We give each other book ideas. What have you read lately? What have I read? That I would have never connected with if not just for being intentional. And again, some of those have never led to Beachbody, and that's okay, because now I just have this other amazing person in my life. So that is not a small reason to do these connections. So the how of reconnecting. I have a bunch of do's and don'ts. Some of them correlate together and some of them are just random. Don't start with Beachbody. Even if you see a girl who's posting about her weight loss, I have a girl like that. She's loving Zumba right now, and she's posting about her weight loss. And I didn't leave a comment and be like, girl, you should join my next challenge group, or have you ever tried Beachbody programs, or Shakeology would definitely help you. I don't leave that publicly on her thing. I say, oh my gosh, you are such an inspiration. Thank you for sharing your journey with us. That's what I say. I think people expect as Beachbody coaches that we are gonna barrage them with Beachbody, Beachbody, Beachbody. Don't start with Beachbody. When you're sending a message to someone, don't start with Beachbody. Say hi. I just saw that picture of you and your little girl. I can't believe how big she is. How have you been? That is the kind of message I send daily to people. That's it. Simple as that. Do compliment. I kind of just talked about that. Compliment people in the message or if you're leaving a comment. It goes for both. Hey, I just sent someone a message like this. I just came across your wedding photos. Oh my gosh, you looked amazing. How is married life? So easy, guys. So compliment. Don't be vague. I can't tell you how unproductive a message like this looks. Hey, I was just thinking about you. Hope you're doing great. That just doesn't, I don't know, do you reply to that? Do you not reply to that? Thanks. I mean, if they reply, they're probably going to be like, thanks, I'm doing great. Hope you're doing good too. No questions are being exchanged. No information is, it's just unproductive. Don't be vague. Like Lindsay said in her comment, be specific. Leave thoughtful comments. Again, I just messaged someone the other day because I truly did come across their wedding photos and was blown away. So I sent them a message and complimented that. Don't open up with tons of information about yourself. They didn't ask. They didn't ask you to message them and fill them in on your life. You have to ask questions about them first, and maybe they'll return and say, so how have you been? What have you been up to? And then you can share what you've been up to. Again, Beachbody may be a part of that. It may not be the time yet. You have to discern that. But do not send a message that says, hey, I was just thinking about you. Man, things have been really good for me. Started this Beachbody thing. I'm feeling the best I've ever felt. They didn't ask. Don't start with you. Start with them. Ask not a lot of questions, because then it can be like an interrogation. Ask one or two specific, thoughtful questions about them and their lives. Don't look like a stalker. Have you ever seen on your notifications when the same person commented on 18 of your photos, some of them dating back to 2007? That always kind of freaks me out. Not freaks me out, but I'm like, I wonder why they were like looking in my photos. Wow, that was like a long time ago. You know, try to find more recent, photos to comment on. Or if you are sending a message about something you saw, make sure it's a little more recent. I just think, again, if it's something that came back up in the news feed, I'm not saying you can't ever do that. Again, maybe you're looking at wedding photos because you're getting married and you are looking at people's wedding photos, totally appropriate in that case. But just don't be the person who's like, the last 20 notifications is you commenting on their stuff. So comment on more recent stuff. Okay, and I'm almost already done, so that's exciting. Don't take it personally if people don't message you back. So many people are not on Facebook as much as we are. First of all. Second of all, so many people don't have Messenger. So that's okay. Don't take it personally. You just can't. Maybe they have enough friends. They're not interested in talking to you. Or maybe they just think for sure the next message is going to be you talking about Beachbody. Sometimes I think that's it. I think they're like, oh, great, here's the lead in. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. And you have to be secure in that. You can't worry that someone's not messaging you back. I would guarantee 80% of the time, 90% of the time, it's not personal at all. But you have to do a ton of these. If you are not at a place where you're comfortable personally inviting to a challenge group yet, which by the end of this group, I bet you will be, but if right now you're not, then you better be doing a ton of conversation starters. You better be messaging people, reconnecting with people, leaving thoughtful comments, because that's going to be the only way people find out what you're doing. If you're not willing, to do those personal invites yet. And again, that was me. I do personal invites now, but in the beginning that just scared me. And so I knew then if I wasn't going to do personal invites, then I better be reconnecting my butt off. And that's what I did. So, reasons to reconnect. Just really quick, I wanted to run through what do I say to someone? A lot of times it's as simple as like, you keep popping up in my newsfeed, so I just wanted to say hi. It's been too long. How are you? It might be something like that, but a really easy way, check the birthdays every day. It tells you whose birthday it is. That is such an easy way to send a message to someone about their birthday and just say, I saw it was your birthday, just wanted to, say happy birthday. How have you been? What's new? Whatever. Birthdays are super easy. If you see someone has traveled somewhere, I love saying like, hey, I've been thinking about going there. What did you think? Again, you're starting a conversation. It's so easy. Kids stuff, of course, is so easy. Kids' birthday parties. Where'd you get that costume? What have you been cooking for lunch for your kid? It always seems like you have, so many great meal ideas. Whatever it is, it's not hard. Products, you saw someone talking about some curling iron. Message them and ask them about that curling iron. Sorry, my battery thing came up. Okay. Restaurants, clothes, schools, wedding stuff, books, an easy way, if you don't know what to say, go to that person's page and find one thing you can compliment them on or ask them a question about. It really is that easy. I am going to, after this, I'm going to post a few screenshots of conversation starters I've had. Two of those that I'm going to share are diamond coaches of mine now that truly started as just a connection. Oh, one of my kids is coming out. Hold on, Maddie. Typical. Go ahead. He has to go poop. Oh gosh, now I lost my train of thought. But, it was funny. My diamond coach came to me and I'm like, didn't I conversation start you? And she's like, yes, you did. And when I learned about that in the training, I thought it was hilarious because it worked. Anyways, so the call to action, you need to choose your number. How many people are you going to commit to reconnecting with, whether it's a daily goal or a weekly goal? I do better by weekly because sometimes daily I don't have 30 minutes to rub together to do anything for this business. So how many connections are you going to make this week. I still personally prefer messages. I just think they're still more effective. But if you're not hearing back from that person, comments are definitely great, especially thoughtful comments that add value to the conversation, like that blog I wrote, or even you can ask questions in your comments. You know, hey, where did you get that shirt? I love it. That's another thing I'm gonna share with the screenshots. So choose your number, maybe post your number below. How many people are you gonna commit to reconnecting with? And a quick thing too, I think we're talking about how to add to your network tomorrow, but work from your friends list. It's still just way more productive than like scrolling your newsfeed and looking for people to reconnect with. Work from a list if you can. It's just gonna be way more productive. This is so easy. Do not overthink this part. Reconnect your butt off. Post your number below. How many reconnections are you gonna do this week? Okay, bye guys.